Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Prison Architect. I certainly hope you're having a wonderful day, because I'm certainly excited to be back. Just off the bat, I want to mention that if I sound a bit weird at all during this video, any of the next videos, or any other series for the next week or two, it's because I'm having to talk sort of with like my jaw clenched. I'm having some problems with a tooth, and it makes it hard to talk like me usual self, but the show must go on. The show doesn't stop because my tooth wants attention, apparently. I've got some medication for it that I'm really hoping will help. It's a wisdom tooth, but I have this feeling that when I get back from TwitchCon at the end of October, I'm probably gonna need to go straight to an oral surgeon and say, hey, buddy, do me a favor, rip that out of there, would you? Which I'm really not looking forward to, if I'm completely honest. I don't like the idea of surgery, even though it's a relatively minor one. I hate the idea. But that said, I've been living with this pain in the back of my mouth for about a week now, and you know what? Surgery don't sound so bad, if I'm completely honest. So, yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. So if I sound a bit weird, I do apologize. If there's more cuts, I apologize. And if I complain about being in pain, I apologize. But like I said, the show must go on, and I'm doing this to myself, so I only have myself to blame. Anyway, there have been some changes since the last time. I've gone ahead and told my workers to keep digging out all of the trees over here, keep on exporting them. I've also expanded my exports area, as you can see right here. We've got some additional fence around it as well. And another little gate down here. I figured the gate was probably a good idea, given that we do want to make sure things are nice and secure. You know, we do want to make sure things are nice and secure around here. We do want to make sure people can't get out. So I did add another servo just here as well. I've also started fleshing out some of these spaces. I've got all of the floors going in. I've added a little bit more to the staff room down here in terms of arcade cabinets and more sofas. I've got the phones out here in the, well, what's gonna be a yard, which is, I mean, that's gonna be a thing. I'm still not sure how to feel about the fact that I'm having this be a yard, but at the same time, I'm kind of excited because I'm kind of curious, you know? I've got that kind of, like, I know this might go terribly, but I'm curious and I can't stop myself. I really can. So we're actually going to connect those together. That actually seems like it'd be a better idea. So that whole front area is now the yard. I've also going to head into deployment and set up everything we're going to need for these spaces. So in terms of actually having guards stationed in all of the different locations, that's not going to be a problem. And speaking of guards, we are up to 80 of them. I have seen so many comments, and I have seen so many suggestions on my Discord server, which is discord.gg/ConflictNerd, by the way. I've had people tweet me as well, which is twitter.com/ConflictNerd. Go ahead and sign up to the Discord and follow me on Twitter for all of your Conflict Nerd news, updates, and general bants. Oh boy. Oh boy. The point is, y'all wanted more guards, and I think we're going to lean into that a little bit. We're going to see how many more guards we can actually get our hands on. We went from, I think, what, 60 to 65 up to 80, like I said. So hopefully we can get some more. I'd like to get up to 100 today. I think that could be quite useful. But I'm also aware of the fact that we don't have a lot of money, which is why my workers have been told to start clearing all of this out. And there is a lot that they need to clear out. Actually, I might be wrong on that. It looks like they've done most of it, which is actually amazing. I never thought I'd see the day that they were sort of done mining. Mining. I keep saying mining. I've been playing a lot of Minecraft lately. The day they're done chopping down the trees. That's the word I'm looking for there. Never thought I'd see the day. But I guess we are here. Now, what I'm going to go ahead and do is actually go to intake and say, well, actually, no, we don't bring in protective custody, do we? We need to transfer people to it. So let's go to intelligence. Let's go to informants. And let's see, is there... so you're an ex-prison guard. You right there. Unfortunately, you have a job here, which means you're going to be losing that job. But I think the ex-prison guard is going to have to be moved. So you are actually going to be moved to protective custody. Which means he's going to be searched, which apparently he has something on him, which... No, he's gone. All right. So is that a shared area? Like, where is he going? He does need to move. Like, that is a thing. So if we have a look here at deployment, that is a shared kitchen. But he shouldn't be in this area at all. He should be moving towards protective custody. Now let's see if he actually does that. It seems like he's heading for the front of the prison, which is admittedly a bit worrying. Oh, no, he's going for the bathroom in the holding cell. Is the holding cell where we're keeping him then? It actually is. The holding cell is shared. I guess he probably can't actually get to protective custody, can he? Okay. What if we say the holding cell is medium security only then? So that means he's going to need to move again. I'm curious to see where he actually moves to at this point. So he's coming down here. He's gone through that and apparently had something on him that he shouldn't have. He's fine though. He's going to the common room. Right. So can we say, like, can we lock him up? Like if I say, you know, locked on for 6 hours, what does that do to him? Where do we put him? I'm kind of curious. Like he needs to go to a cell. We obviously need a guard to come and get him. But I'm just wondering what cell that's going to be. I'm also thinking, let's go up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 90 guards right there. Any of them going to grab this guy, or is he just going to be staying there? There are no free cells for this prisoner. That's interesting. That's very interesting. Okay. But, oh, we don't have cells assigned. That's what it is. Right. Okay, I didn't know I hadn't actually set these as cells. That makes a lot of sense. There we go. So that should solve that problem. This guy should now be ready to move to a cell. There we go. So he's going to be escorted down to his cell, which is fantastic. So that's going to be our first protective custody prisoner, who is going into lockdown for 6 hours for doing absolutely nothing, but that's okay. That's probably fine. We'll not worry too much about that. We have a couple of confidential informants around here, but I don't think we have anyone else that is ex-law enforcement. So let me go ahead and just activate all my CIs here and see if we can maybe, you know, just get moving forward a little bit with all of that. Let's see if we can maybe, you know, see some cool stuff happen. Now, my question is, where... Ah, there's the CI. Right. So let's end his punishment when he gets to his cell. That was just a quick and easy way to move him down there. So once he's in a cell, he will be allowed to roam about and just eat as per usual. But that said, we do actually have a kitchen here, which is nice. I am thinking, though, might be worth going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You know what? Let's go up to 20 cooks just to make sure everything's okay. Let's go up to 20 janitors. Let's go up to 20 gardeners. Let's go another 2 doctors. They're quite expensive, but it should be okay. And I reckon, you know what? I'm going to go for 60 workmen. And I think we've got the money to say 100 guards. There we go. So they can all go and do all of their work. Everything should be all right. We are going to want to go to the staff canteen, though, and so get me a serving table and throw it right there. And then a regular table there and there. And a couple of benches just like so. So that should keep the staff canteen pretty good. The cooker needs to go into the kitchen. The fridge needs to go in the kitchen. Actually, the sink needs to go in the kitchen, which is going to be slightly tricky. The sink can go there, and I guess the fridge can go not there. Interesting. All right, we're going to need a little bit of money before the fridge can go in. That's fine. We have some exports about to go out, so we should be able to afford the fridge in no time at all. There we go. And let's just prioritize all that work. Now, we're going to need to connect all that together at some point, but that's okay. We will absolutely manage. Now, let me see. Where is the protective custody prisoner right now? He's going out to the yard. All right, so he's just going to stand about in the yard right now. I wonder if I should throw some benches out there. I don't usually do benches in the yard, but it feels like it would make sense. You know, just a couple of benches out there so he can sit down, relax, chill, and just look out at the freedom that he doesn't have. It seems a bit cruel, but it's also, you know, can't do the time, don't do the crime, etc., etc. That's basically, that's kind of the way prison works. Pretty much. Oh, he does actually sit down. He's just facing the wrong way. He's kind of sitting there like, I don't want to look at stupid freedom. I don't want freedom anyway. It's overrated. Who needs freedom? Huh. Don't need it. Sucks anyway. It's stupid out there. Freedom's stupid. That's pretty much what he's doing. Just he's sitting there. He's just in a bit of a mood, really. Anyway, free time's kicked in. I have no idea where he is. Gonna be honest. Oh, he just went to bed. All right. Well, fair enough. Fair enough. And then it's sleep time, so he's gonna be there. Now let's see. Let's have another look at intelligence. Do we have... No, again, we don't have any ex-law enforcement. Which, again, is fair enough. I mean, in the morning, we're going to have 3 normal security prisoners coming in, so we might find that they're ex-law enforcement. So we'll see what happens there. We still need to get prisoners passing foundation education and general education. That's going to be fun. We also need to get a workshop in here as well. Now, the workshop... I really want to get that in here. I'm just somewhat aware of the fact that I don't know where I'm going to put it. Because I'm going to need to rework a fair bit of the prison for that. And that's going to be a bit of a pain right now. So maybe the workshop ends up being just for medium security. That might be the way to go. So they're the only ones that actually get, you know, the qualification, and then if they move up to a higher security thing, they don't get to... Obviously, that's almost like a reward for higher security, not getting to work, but I think they make money, right? I could swear prisoners can actually make money with the jobs, so if you move up to maximum or supermax, you suddenly end up in a situation where you ain't making any money. So that might be a way to do it. I'm kind of thinking that... Oh wow, we just spent a lot on tasers right there. That's interesting. I'm kind of thinking that we could build over here. We could like do an idea where we bring a corridor out and sort of have like a big workshop over here, have some forestry and stuff like that. Now forestry, I've seen a few people saying we should get forestry in here, but I can't help but feel that we just don't need it. You know, I can't help but feel that this method of just going through and tearing all this out with the dismantle tool is probably just as good as forestry. If we're totally honest. Like, we really don't need it. Because I can just go in here and sort of brush over all of this and be like, ah, there we go. You know, there's $50,000. So I really don't think we need forestry at all. I think we can just safely tear all of this out and just, you know, hope for the best. So that's just pretty much what I'm going to do. We're going to tear all of that out as time goes by. Not like we have the money to do much else at the minute anyway. So we'll see what we can manage. But I'm looking at this space up here and I'm thinking this could be a workshop. You know, bring a little corridor out here. But I don't know about that. I'd really rather do it over here. The only problem is, well, these are technically shared corridors. So, I mean, I don't know. The only problem is that medium security, I'd like to not have them... Well, no, I say that. I was going to say I'd like to not have them going over here, but they go over here for visitation anyway. So, I mean, there is a lot of overlap in the prisoners anyway, so I guess we might as well do this. So, I guess this means that we're not expanding the cell blocks any further, which is a bit weird. I don't know how to feel about that. I'd kind of like to, but I guess get enough money we can build over here instead. I guess that's what we'll do. We'll build a prison on the other side of the road at some point. So let's do a little bit more planning then. Let's, we want to bring some walls out here. We're going to want to do some doors like this, and I'm actually going to just sort of double secure these so that prisoners can't just, like, bolt out of the prison. That's going to be, you know, just extra bit of security there. It seems like a pretty good idea. And I think we could maybe do this as well, so there are some secure doors right there. And that is a bit of a choke point, so that's just going to be hopefully good. So what we'll do there is we'll bring the corridor over by 20, I suppose. We'll go... I kind of like the idea of it being a giant workshop. I do kind of like the idea of it being just a proper big workshop right here. And if I remember right, the benches and everything we need in a workshop are... Well, we need a table, don't we? And it's 4. So if we go and say the entrance to the workshop is there and there, we can go 4, 4, and that'll be fine. Then I think the workshop machines are 3, right? Yeah. So those are 3. If we got a planning, we can go... let's not do there. Let's go 3, like this the whole way down. We can go 3 on this side as well. And I reckon we can probably just double that up a fair bit so that our workshop ends up looking like this. Now, we could probably go for a lot of... There's carpenter's tables we can put in here. And if I remember right, so the carpenter table is actually 3 by 2. So what if we were to take those out and instead do a couple of carpenter's tables down here at the bottom? Or something like this. So that we end up with a, I don't know, part of me thinks this could be a little bit better. You know, do some carpenter's tables in the middle. That way we actually end up doing something with a lot of the wood that we get from the trees. I also realize that's not done central there. There we go. So something like that for the workshop, I think, could be a pretty good idea. And that'll keep them super busy. That's a lot of jobs that we can get people trained in. And that just seems like a thing we're probably going to want. Now, what I'd also like to do is actually get a really, really big staff room down here. So I think we're going to go for walls again. We'll go 21 by, let's say 13. And we'll just do, I think we'll just do the double doors on that as well. And we'll sort of figure out what goes in there. Now, the reason I want to do the giant staff room is basically because we need it. We really do. We've got a lot of staff members exhausted. I did go ahead, like I said, and put a bunch of things in here, but we still have so many of them just constantly exhausted. So getting this out here will probably do us a fair few favors in terms of keeping the staff happy. We could probably throw more visitation out there if we really wanted to. We could probably expand a lot of the cleaning stuff as well. Because if we have a look here, logistics, is it logistics? It is. Maximum jobs is 13. So it could be good getting a few more jobs there. You know, it could be a useful thing to get more cleaning out there. So maybe we will actually do that. Maybe we'll go, you know, 9 by 13 and 9 by 17, and we'll say that those can be, you know, a cleaning cupboard and whatever that is, laundry. I think that'll be fair, though. We'll sort of move the jobs out, because then what we can do is we can use this room for something else. Actually, this room will be perfect for expanding visitation. That's exactly what we can do. Or getting another classroom, but I'd kind of like to just expand visitation into that space. Not that I necessarily think we urgently need to, I'd just kind of like to. I think that would be a swell idea. Now let's have a look here at informants. We don't have anything at the minute. I really want to be careful. You know, I want to try and stop the ex-law enforcement guys from getting murdered. which was happening a lot, let's be honest. We had a lot of fights, we had a lot of ex-law enforcement murdered. We've actually had a reasonable number of people in the prison murdered just in general, but I like to think things have turned around a little bit. I definitely think we're doing a little bit better than we were, and oh my god, the amount of logs over here is ridiculous. That is kind of nuts. That is kind of nuts. Let's have a look here, though, and see. What is the price of this foundation? So that is going to be 15,000. Tell you what, go ahead and do it. And I reckon we're probably going to have enough money to do... Oh, we don't have enough money to do that. Right. Well, I'll tell you what we can do. Sell a bunch of this. Just sell a whole bunch of that to get me a little bit of money. We'll go to foundations, we'll go to brick, and we'll say do that. And we could do that, but it's going to tear down part of the prison, and that's going to make it kind of vulnerable. So instead, what I'm going to do is jail doors the whole way up through there. And that'll give that whole space an entrance. And let's actually prioritize the construction on that. Interestingly, it looks like the fence might actually end up staying there, which is kind of awkward. I guess we'll see what happens there, but we'll get that all built in time. They're gonna have to clear out all of those trees, which is gonna be its own nightmare if we're completely honest. I mean, we've seen how long it's taken to build some things in the past, so you know, hopefully not too long. Hopefully not too long with the trees. Now let's see. We brought in a lot of the CIs there. We still don't have anyone that's ex-law enforcement. That's a shame. And I realize the prison actually isn't bringing in all... Oh, we have a death row prisoner arriving tomorrow. Well, that's interesting. But yeah, we're not bringing in all that many prisoners at the moment because the only way we really get intake is if we have people move up to maximum or supermax. So what we end up with is a situation where we're kind of relying on riots, really. We're kind of relying on prisoners being terrible. Which honestly doesn't happen all that much anymore. They seem to have calmed down a fair bit. We have, you know, prisoners working in libraries, working in cleaning and laundry. They all seem relatively happy. They're relatively well fed. I mean, I think it is just fair to say they're quite happy with the setup here. The only thing I'm not happy about is how long it's taken to do a lot of these exports, but there we go. Give me one more workman there. We're up to 70 of those at the minute, and I'm actually realizing 70 workmen seems to be pretty good in terms of clearing out space here. 70 workmen seems to be... It seems to be more than enough. Really seems to be more than enough over there. And I mean, we have 43... Let's see, there's 33 patrolling, 17 on a break, 44 available. That is kind of nuts. That is kind of nuts. Huh. I've also realized, I'm pretty sure, are the armed guards based on guard lockers? I'm just sort of realizing this. That armed guards might very well be based on guard lockers. Because if that's the case, I'd kind of like to get more of them. So we'll throw those in there and see what we can do. Because I mean, armed guards seems like a fairly solid idea. I'm also noticing that this fence actually didn't get taken down. So, demolish all of this. Quick as you can there, lads, if you wouldn't mind. Just demolish every bit of that fence. And then we can go in and, hopefully, we can get the wall in there. And actually, I think we might have enough money to, how much is this going to cost? It's actually a little bit expensive. We'll hold off on that just a little bit. Because, I mean, the fence still needs to, actually, if I just did that, I guess I can just do that to say, you know, get the fences in there. We'll go ahead and do... We can't do that. We don't have the money. All right. Well, then. We'll get this all built where we can, but we're going to be waiting a little bit for more money. Fortunately, that really isn't going to take too long. Let's go out here. Go out here and sell all of that. What's funny is I reckon we're probably going to end up making more money if carpentry really works out. Because while we're getting a lot of money off of this, I mean, that's just logs. That's not planks or anything, so I guess we'll see what happens. Now let's see here. We want to go to objects and jail doors, and we're just going to throw those pretty much everywhere that's that we'd planned to there. And we'll do one there and one there. All right. So get that all prioritized, if you would. And let's also have a little look, because we should have a prisoner that is coming down to death row. You right there. So what did you do? So how many years? So likelihood of clemency is 41. 25 for murder. Another wow. Oh, wow. So he was in for false imprisonment, 115 years. He has an ex-wife and a daughter. Wow, man. Okay. Well, I might schedule his execution. We might want to get to that. We'll get him searched. We'll get him his clothes, and then I believe that'll be him heading down to the cell just off of death row. That's going to be interesting, is what that's going to be. That is going to be very interesting. Now let's see. Have I done that bit of wall right there? I have. They're all just sort of taking their time because I guess the doors are keeping them back a little bit. We'll probably want to go to door servos here and say, let's throw a whole bunch of those in. So we'll throw them in like that. And we're probably not going to need them in the staff room. But I'm going to do them on the staff room anyway. Because I realize what I can do is sort of double up the staff room door a little bit. And have, you know, the nice secure door and then a nice wooden door on the other side of it. So that, you know, you don't see a barred door from the inside. Let's go ahead and schedule your execution. It is time. Let's go ahead, initiate prison-wide lockdown. Get everybody back to their cells, please. Yeah, everybody back to your cells. We're testing the facility. That's been completed. All right, everybody is back in their cells. The execution detail is being assembled. We have Fletcher's priest. It actually looks like it might just be the priest. Oh no, it's his. Oh, it is actually. It looks like it is just gonna be the priest. His ex-wife and his daughter aren't coming. That's fair. That's fair. Let's bring the priest in, please. There we go. So he's coming through. The doors are opened. He's going to go into the cell right there. Escort the witness to the facility. Why is it taking me up here? Oh, is that his family? No, that's his victim's family. Oh, no, his ex-wife and his daughter are there. Okay. That's actually quite the crowd, honestly. That is a fairly sizable crowd. So the witnesses are... Yeah, that includes his family. This is gonna be grim. This is gonna be grim. It's the second execution that we've done here. He pled guilty. That's the thing. The guy pled guilty to everything. You know, we can have a look. Pled guilty to murder, aggravated assault, murder, armed robbery, and rape. He pled guilty on all counts. Escort the prisoner to the facility, please. Ay, ay, ay. All right. Simon Fletcher, you are hereby sentenced to death. Ay, ay, ay. Witnesses and staff may leave of your own accord. Every time. It's always grim. Final report. The mandated execution of Simon Fletcher was carried out at 15:06 as scheduled by electric chair in the presence of witnesses. The standard compensation of $10,000 is awarded to the institution for their part in this process. Ay, ay, ay. Every time. It's always grim. It's really, really grim. I can't imagine the prisoners elsewhere are too happy about the lockdown, but that's kind of just how it works. That is kind of just how it works. They gotta go on lockdown for security. That's just how it is. Now let's see. The power plant we're using for this lower area is looking a little bit overloaded. The power plant we're using for this area up here, however, is looking alright. So I'm thinking we maybe bring power out this way and then bring this straight through. So basically take this into all of the rooms, just like so. And then we can sort of loop it around a little bit through the middle there. And that'll get all the door servos pretty much ready to go. And then we can connect those all up and hope for the best, really. I'm wondering if we should maybe use this door control system, because this one's actually only connected to a few doors down there. So maybe that one, that one, that one. Basically all of these, I think we can connect up. Keeps them quite busy, but it should be okay. It should be. We'll see what ends up happening with it. Hopefully good things. Hopefully very, very good things with the door control system there. I'm also realizing we have these two rooms down here and we still don't have anything to do with them. We could have a protective custody workshop in there, but I don't know how useful that would be. We also still don't have... We apparently have 0% coverage. Huh. Interesting. I guess at this point we know a lot of things about a lot of people. I mean, can we see... So that's contraband. That's the dangers. Contraband lasts 7 days. Interesting. So the dangers are cigarettes, lighters, cell phones, knives and forks from the staff room, scissors from the library, decent number of things from the offices as well. Then in terms of gangs, I mean, this gang here has 3 members, but if I'm not mistaken, aren't the 3 gang members spread across 3 different cell blocks? No, they're not, actually. All 3 members of the blue gang are in the, in medium security. Well, that's interesting. I'm also looking at this guy, and he's got blue hair. Huh. Alright. Alright, fair enough. I mean, to each their own. Blue hair is... it seems risky in prison, honestly. That seems like something that you could be, you know, targeted for. But, again, to each their own. To each their own. Let me get that power connection just in there. I don't know why it skips some of them. That's kind of annoying. You know, it regularly skipping some of them. I'm also noticing this door control is a little bit overloaded. Definitely a little bit overloaded. Hopefully we can sort that. And I realize we actually have some money here, so let's go ahead and say we'll throw the mosaic pattern down again. We'll throw it all around there. We could go to here and actually say, let's get that extra door in that I was talking about. So we'll go ahead and do some staff doors there and there. And we'll prioritize that work. I think for the workshop, we're just going to do concrete tiles. I think since this is going to be laundry, it can be white tiles, and this will be cleaning, so that'll be white tiles as well. Staff room is going to be wooden floor, but wooden floor in there is going to be very expensive, so we're going to hold off on that a little bit. But we'll get it in time. We'll definitely get it in time. Anyone coming down here with the electrical cable, though? Because it seems to be holding us back a fair bit. The electrical cable seems to be sort of the major tailback right there. I'm not really seeing anybody holding it, though. So I don't know. I think we're going to have to wait until the builders decide that they're ready to go ahead and put that cable in. Hopefully soon, though. Hopefully soon. I'm also thinking that, yeah, we can maybe prioritize all those exports. Because there's a decent number of logs still out there, and I think getting all of those and getting them shipped out is probably going to be a good idea. Probably going to be a pretty solid way to make some pretty good money. Now that door right there, can I open it? There we go. Alright. I'm also realizing the electrical cable is right there, so someone has to grab it and then get it out of there. I'm actually also noticing some guards patrolling down that way. Do we have any weird guard patrols right now? I guess technically this one's broken up a little bit, but that was a dog patrol if I remember right. So technically that just needs to go like that. And it's connected again. So that seems like it'll be alright. This right here is... We actually don't have guards. We don't have guards patrolling this corridor at all. That seems a bit risky to me. That definitely seems a bit risky to me. I don't know how much I like that, I'm gonna be honest. That seems like a pretty good way to like have a vulnerability in the prison right there. As well as, you know, the complete and utter lack of the door servos actually doing all that much. I will say, you know what I've totally forgotten to do? I've totally forgotten to put more guard towers out here. Because we were supposed to have them out here, weren't we? We were supposed to have guard towers sort of, you know, like there and there. So that if a protective custody prisoner does try to make a break for it, he immediately gets shot. That's grim, I realize. It sounds, you know, when you say it out loud, it's a lot more grim than... I mean, it's grim in general. There's no getting away from it. It's just what we do, though. You know, we're gonna, like, you try and break out, you're gonna get shot. Not only are you gonna get caught in the barbed wire, you know, while you're dangling there, you know, from your shoe, the sniper's gonna take aim and, you know, shoot your big toe. Basically, that's kind of the way it works. Shouldn't try and break out of prison. You shouldn't try and break out of a prison. Because I am more than happy to shoot you. I'm also thinking here that I actually kind of like the idea of putting down some grass in here. I think that could be kind of nice. You know, just as a means of making the area look a little nicer. Not that it really needs to look super nice. I kind of want it to. I kind of want it to. I think getting a bit of grass in there, getting a bit of color in there, it's going to be for the best. It's absolutely going to be for the best right there. Now let's see, is this electrical cable in yet? It actually is in, which is surprising. Didn't really expect that to go in anytime soon. I really didn't. Anyway, ladies and gents, I think we're going to wrap it up there for today. Bit of a longer episode than the last few. But like I said at the start, my tooth is giving me some problems, so... Gonna just sort of cut it there. I was gonna see if we could do another long recording session, but apparently me tooth isn't gonna let me, so if videos for the next little while are super inconsistent, then you know why. I am traveling to TwitchCon in San Jose in California this year, so I am going to be away for about 8 days, around that event. If you are going to TwitchCon, I am at a panel, by the way. I'm on a panel with some people from Paradox, some people from Avalanche Studios, and from Bethesda as well, which is going to be kind of neat. We're talking about the relationship between content creators, streamers, YouTubers, influencers, and the publisher/developer of video games. So, you know, be sure to come along and say hi. Anyway, that is going to be it for today. Thank you very much for watching. It's been my pleasure as always, and as always, I'll see you next time. Bye-bye!